Hello guys, welcome to my channel. This is Eunice Financial Academy. In today's video, we are looking at the purchase ledger control account. So in order for us to understand what a purchase ledger control account is, I'm going to break them into small titles, like starting from the purchase. So what is purchase? Purchase is the buying of goods and services with cash or credit. So when you buy goods and services, either make payment with cash or you buy on credit. That is purchase. And then what is a purchase ledger? A purchase ledger is a group of individual creditors' account, meaning when you buy your goods, you bring it maybe to the business location, and then when you sell those goods, you record them into the purchase ledger. So it is a group of individual creditors accounts. So when your customers are buying, they are buying on credit too. So you need to open a credit control account. This takes us to the purchase ledger control account, which summarizes the activities in the purchase ledger. So it summarizes the activities in the purchase ledger, like knowing the customers that are owing and knowing the customers that you are owing. So this is a format of the purchase ledger control account. Remember, the purchase ledger control account is also called trade account payable or creditors account. So looking at the debit side, we have balance brought forward or brought down. This is a debit balance. So this balance is balance from the previous year. So why is there a debit balance in the creditors account? So normally the purchase account or the creditors account is having a credit balance, which indicates that some customers are owing their suppliers. So if the account is showing a debit balance, it means that the supplier is owing some customers. So why is the supplier owing some customers? Maybe the customer made some overpayments, or the customer did advance payment to the trade supplier for goods, or the customer returned some goods to the supplier and the supplier have not yet refunded the money to the customer. So that is the reason for the debit balance in the supplier's account. So discount receipt is mostly on purchases. So when you purchase a good and you receive a trade discount, we call discount receipt. And then purchase return. When the goods are being purchased and maybe because of some fault, then the business return the goods back to the supplier. And then we have set up to the ledger account. So these are goods that were taken and maybe they were being transferred to the ledger and the sales ledger. So we also have the credit purchase. Credit purchase is when the customer comes to the supplier and then takes some goods on credit. So this amount is found in the purchase day book. And then we have interest charge on overdue account. So the interest charge on overdue account, maybe a customer is owing the supplier, or maybe the customer purchased on credit and the customer have not paid the good yet, and the supplier decided to add some interest to what the customer is owing the business, the supplier. So we call that interest charge on overdue accounts. So that is some of the things that you need to know for the purchase ledger control account. So there are some things that are not supposed to be included in the purchase ledger control account. So the only thing is the cash purchase. You don't include the cash purchase in the purchase ledger control account because it is already recorded in the purchase day book. So let's look at this practice question and solution. So the question says, prepare the creditors control account as at 31st of December 2023. The first question says, on the 1st of January 2023, credit balance $50,000. So remember the purchase control account or the creditors control account has a credit balance. So the credit balance goes to the credit side of the purchase ledger control account. So we have 1st of January, January 1st. So January 1st, balance brought down 50,600. So the next question, credit purchase. So credit purchase too goes on the credit side of the purchase ledger. The amount is 257,919 dollars. So the next one is cash paid to suppliers. Cash paid to supplier. It means that some of the customers or so the next one is cash paid to suppliers. 210,000. So the cash paid, we put cash here, and the amount is 210,522. Discount received. We have discount received. It's a debit. So discount received of $2,663. And then we have cash purchases. Remember, cash purchase does not go into the purchase ledger control account because the cash purchase is recorded in the purchase day book or the purchase ledger. So it's not supposed to be in the purchase ledger control account. So the next one is return outward. Then outward is also debited. Have return. So we have return outward of $2,926. $2,926. So the next question says debtors stroke creditors contra account. So this one too is a debit balance. In the sales ledger account, we put it as a credit, but in the creditors account, it is a debit. So we put here the contra. We have $1,106. So the next one says 31st of December debtors control. 31st of December debtors control. So you need to understand that the debit balance in the debtors account is an asset. It's supposed to be in the debtors ledger. So it has to be credited out of the creditors ledger and debited in to the debtors ledger. So we are going to write it on the credit side of the purchase ledger control account. So we have December 31st, debtors control. The amount is 815. So we also have December 31st again. We have creditors control. Six nine eight. So that is it for the transaction. So we need to balance the ledger, or we need to close the ledger. So this is a creditor's ledger. Normally it's having a credit balance. So it means that the credit side is more than the debit side. So if I sum the debit side, the debit side, the amount will be 217,217. And then the credit side, which is the bigger side or the greater side, is 310,032. So we have 310,032. So the closing balance here, that is the balance carried down, will be $92,815. So that is the closing balance. So remember, you need to, it is the opening balance for the next year, that is 2024, January 1st, balance brought down goes to 92,815. So we are done with the purchase ledger control account. So please, thank you for watching and see you in our next video.